So, you say, I have a MightyOhm Geiger counter. I don't want to power off batteries. I would like to power off of USB. I give you a single component board you can build. So, starting here, this is the little USB you're at. This is a model, according to this, it is a SHU09C. That's SHU09C from DSD Tech on Amazon. Cheap, Chinesium of the highest quality. Right here. The nice thing is it supports 5 volt and 3.3 volt. So in this case, we are using 5 volt. The board I've built here has a single component right here. Yeah, focus. This is why I don't have a good camera right here. There you go. And come on. That one. Okay. Manufactured by Meanwell. It is the November 7803-1 Charlie. And this is going to take our 5 volt and regulate it down to a nice 3.3 volt feed. So we'll take that and put that out of the way because this one is tacked on the board. So what I did is I have a serial pass-through from this side to here. And the power rails get intercepted by this guy. There's a shared common lead, and then there is a 3.3 volt positive. That's the blue. So turn this over. Very fancy. Took a small piece of like 30 gauge and just tacked down. I made myself 2 lines for ground and power. That lead right there is the regulated 3.3 volt. So what I've done is I've twisted power leads to here for power, and then I've got some twisted pair of some Cat 5 for the ready to send, clear to send, and the transmit receive lines. So they're twisted. I don't think it was necessary. It's serial at 9600. It's not like it's going to have that problem. So on the board side, for the MightyOhm Geiger counter, on the pulse output, this will bypass the power switch, but positive goes into the pin 1, or the pin with the arrow. So it was backwards from what I thought it was going to be, and negative goes to pin 3, or the pin furthest away from the arrow. Easier to remember, the one facing the edge of the board is negative, the one facing the other headers is positive. So, this is very straightforward. Let me go ahead and plug this up, and we'll see what she does. Alright, so picking back up with my really shabby monopod here. I've got serial bus lines all terminated here properly, and then I've got my power 3.3 volt regulated going into the trigger output lines, providing power and bypassing the power switch, basically just dumping right on the power rail, 3.3 volts. So I'll connect my fancy see-through URAT, and look, we have a beep. Beep, beep. Okay, cool, we've got beeps. I want to pull up serial over here. And STY USB 1. Let's try that. That's better. Let me move a lot of stuff out of the way here. I have some trash to move out of the way before I move this stuff over here. Alright, so I will shift this guy over. We're going to go right to here. And I want you to see we're getting serial output from the device. Now, this is what you're going to get. So it's being powered by the USB bus, and you're also getting this count output in CSV that's described in the docs, right? So that's what's happening. Let's go back over to here. There she blows, okay? Now, the question I had was, is this going to have issues whenever we flood it with higher levels of radiation? So what I have here with me happens to be, you can already see it increase in the count. As I bring it more into frame. This is an old gauge, an aircraft gauge with a radium painted dial, and even through the steel, it increases the count quite a bit. Now, yeah, keep in mind, if you've never been around anything radioactive, this is an inverse square law, right? So if I pull this away, notice how rapidly it begins to drop, right? I'm above background there, but I'm still like 6 inches away. So keep in mind that sources like this, yeah, they're radioactive, but no more than things you're exposed to every day in the environment, right? There's radioactive sand on beaches that's higher than this. Anyhow, so that's gamma. Obviously, it's going straight through steel and through glass, but that's because it's radium. But this is a really hot source I've got, and it gives really good high energy gamma. High energy for a check source anyway. But as you can see, it works just fine. Now, what am I going to do with this? So I have a 1U rack enclosure that I'm going to kit all of this in. And I previously had a web page that was monitoring radiation locally in my area just for giggles. There was no real need for it. Ooh, drag that off the counter. Why don't I? So what this is going to do is just provide a silly web page. I'll just have it up, 24/7, measuring radiation, taking counts, and feeding that in. And this is the setup I'm going to use. So, anyhow, I thought it was pretty cool. Instead of having to like design a power supply or tack in something complicated, it was just a nice little mean well regulator, and it doesn't care about voltage and puts out a really nice constant 3.3 volt. So, really cheap, did not cost much, and super easy to bodge in there. So, there you go. Batteryless MightyOhm Geiger counter. Very happy with that. So I'll leave this right here for your amusement so you can see the it doesn't really ever get old. And by the way, to mute this, you just push the... So I'll probably end up desoldering the speaker, or maybe I'll put some tape over it. I don't know. It's in a server rack in a server room, so it's not like I care that it beeps whenever it gets hit by radiation. So, yeah, that's that for this project. Hope you enjoyed.